But somebody like J.D. Vance will point at the fact that what was necessary for family formation in past generations was factory jobs, ways that guys could graduate from high school, get a job, it be reliable for 30 years. That's the sort of thing you need to raise a family. Those don't exist, and Vance will blame free trade for that. And so that's part of what he's pointing at, is sort of populist working man's message to say you shouldn't need a college degree to be able to be a breadwinner.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with Senior Columnist Tim Carney. Tim, childless cat ladies has entered the lexicon over the past week or so because of Senator J.D. Vance, Republican running mate of Donald Trump's, not because of something he said recently, but because of something he said a couple years ago that has resurfaced about childless cat ladies. Tell us where this controversy comes from.
Sure. So part of it is that Kamala Harris, she doesn't have her biological kid. She married. She has stepchildren. And Vance was trying to make a point about how when leaders don't have children, they don't think about families. And he did it by using a particular term, which is obviously derogatory and insulting. And I don't even know if Kamala has cats. and she's not childless because she has stepchildren.
Right.
But you could make a broader point about, well, it's important for our government leaders to understand what families go through. It would be inapt and you wouldn't use that term. But the broader background to it is that we do actually have a rapidly falling birth rate in the United States. And a lot of people either don't want kids or end up without children. And so it's something that we should talk about.
You mentioned, the baby bust is still concerning. What kind of policies are making that problem worse right now?
Well, so housing prices is the number one economic problem here. And so that's not so much a federal thing. Last time the federal government tried to make homes more affordable, we ended up with a financial crisis in 2008 through Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, tax subsidies for it. So a lot of that is going to be local development rules to make homes more affordable. But somebody like J.D. Vance will point at the fact that what was necessary for family formation in past generations was factory jobs, ways that guys could graduate from high school, get a job, it be reliable for 30 years. That's the sort of thing you need to raise a family. Those don't exist, and Vance will blame free trade for that. And so that's part of what he's pointing at, is sort of populist working man's message to say you shouldn't need a college degree to be able to be a breadwinner.
What are some of the proposals that would then kind of address that, besides, like you mentioned, the trade issue? What could help address that baby bust?
So a lot of people, the Democrats will talk about a much larger child tax credit. It's currently $2,000 per child. And then they'll also talk about universal child care. Now, this is, again, a big point of dispute because there's no evidence that child care subsidies actually help women get as many children as they want. Usually ends up subsidizing work instead of family. And also, they're viewing the teachers' unions as being the ones who are going to get all the money from the subsidized childcare. And so that's another culture war dispute. So those are the issues most on the table, is a child tax credit and subsidized childcare. And there, Democrats can sort of claim to be the more pro-family party because they're willing to give more money to parents or to childcare places. And so Vance trying to sort of take the support of family into being a Republican issue, that's already going to be tricky. And then when he starts it off by calling all childless women childless cat ladies, that's a setback.
What do you make of the way the Trump campaign has launched sort of a cleanup effort for this? Do you think it's been effective? Will this linger till November, do you think? I think
so Vance making a bad first impression, you never know how long those are going to last. But on the other hand, I think that the news media is just more populated with people who are career focused rather than family focused.
Right.
And so the average voter will bristle at hearing childless cat lady, but will say, well, actually, no, it sort of is what we want people to do, which is get married and have kids. While to the media, that's just one of many lifestyle choices. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen because the coverage is so negative. Some of it's on his word choice, but some of it is just on him saying, well, no, getting married, having kids, raising them, and maybe mom staying at home, those are good things. That's a place where the American public are much further to the right than the news media.
Well, Tim, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more writing from Tim and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.